You do realize that when people are judging you and making up false opinions about you and spreading rumors about you, that none of it is actually based on valid facts and evidence. People aren't out here trying to do you favors. People aren't out here trying to gather all of the correct evidence to make a valid and supported argument about why they don't like you or why this certain fact or opinion about you is true. No, they are just saying things because of a feeling that you give them or the way that they are threatened or intimidated by you, and then they run with it. And this is why you should never care what other people think about you. And I've already experienced this in my own life, but I think it's really interesting to look at it from a celebrity point of view, because when you see some of the insane rumors that people start spreading about celebrities and then they come out and the facts are actually shared and you're like, actually, how did people even come up with this opinion? Just goes to show people will say anything and everything if it benefits them and comforts the discomfort within themselves that you are bringing out because of your light and your confidence and your energy that you radiate. I think the only reason as to why we get bothered when other people are talking about us or what they think about us or wondering what their perceptions are is when we are giving them too much credit and almost validating that their opinion of us must be true, or now that we must have a flaw, when that is so far from the truth.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to stop caring what other people think of you. This compilation is all of the advice that I wish that I would have been told when I was younger, and I hope it helps whoever needs it at the moment. But as usual, I'm going to leave my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that, and let's get into it.
Let's talk about how to stop giving a fuck. Too many people I know spend their time worried about what other people think, worried about their image, and trying to impress other people. I feel like I've learned so much to just stop giving a fuck. I used to be the biggest people pleaser. I wanted everyone to like me. I cared so much, and now I can do anything. I can act however I want, and I feel amazing. Number one, everything is subjective. For example, let's say you don't think you're pretty. It's subjective. Someone else is gonna think you're pretty. Let's say someone doesn't like the way that you talk or the way that you sound. I get that shit all the time. Other people are gonna love the way you talk and love the way you sound. I also get that. Number two, people worry way too much about themselves to actually care that much about you and your actions. If you're worried somebody's like fixated on some shit that you did, I promise what's going on in their mind is how they're being perceived in this situation, not you. It leads me to number three, which is no one's even gonna remember this in the future. People only remember crazy shit that happens to them. Again, people are selfish and only think about themselves, so they're not gonna remember some random thing that happened to you or that you did. Number four, people actually like people that don't give a fuck more than people that are very like anal and give a fuck. Okay, this like exploded. I have made so many more friends now that I stopped caring versus before when I cared so much. And it makes perfect sense. I would rather be friends with somebody that's open and free-spirited and just does what they want rather than somebody that's fixated on what the outside perspective is. Anyways, I know it's easier said than done, but I hope listening to these mindset tips do help because they helped me, and look at me now.
Imagine you had bright red hair and somebody came up to you and said, "I don't like your blue hair." What would you think? You would probably be like, "What are you talking about? I don't have blue hair." Now take that concept and apply it to people's opinions and what they say about you. If you know yourself, you know your truth, you know what you stand for and what your intentions are, then what people say about you and think about you does not matter. Their perception of you does not take away from who you are.
The reason why you're a people pleaser is because you want to be liked. And you want to be liked because being liked gives you a sense of safety. Because you lack the self-trust to give yourself that sense of safety. But finding a sense of safety through other people liking you is lazy. It's an option, but it's lazy. What people don't tell you when they tell you to stop being a people pleaser or to start living in your truth is, it's hard. People aren't going to like you. This is something I've had to learn the hard way in my life many times. But I've been to hell and back so many times that I don't fucking care anymore, dude. And I don't know if there's a place to, there's a way to get there without having to go through hell and back. I don't know. That's just my experience. But I've done that so many times. I've had so many dark nights of the souls that I don't care anymore. The only purpose of life is to live your truth, and it's going to be hard, and people aren't going to like you, and people are going to spin stories about you, and people are going to create narratives around you, and you're going to give people no reason not to like you except for the fact that you walk in your truth, and they are going to find every reason to not like you. And that's just something you have to accept, and it's going to fucking suck. Like, it's not just this like a switch you flip in your brain and things get easier and you're living your truth and it's all sunshine and rainbows. No, it's the opposite of that. It's fucking hard. It's going to the gym every day and lifting weights. It's improving yourself. And by improving yourself, you get less people around you. You get less like-minded people around you. You get more evil eyes on you. But the advantage of that, what you get from that, is you get to look back on a life that's been lived. Because you can't take any of this shit with you. You can't take any of these people who like you with you. You can't take any of these people that you pleased with you. All you can do is look back on your life and decide whether or not you actually lived it. And if you care about what other people think of you, you didn't live it. To me, that's my biggest fear.
As someone who used to be bothered really easily and annoyed by every little thing, I'm going to give you some tips on how I stay as unbothered as possible. It's not always easy, but I've come a long way as opposed to how I used to be, and this is how. When something bothers or upsets you, you don't realize how much autonomy you actually have in the decision to let it bother you. It's one thing to see something and get triggered or feel an emotional response from it. It's another thing to choose to let that thing invade your personal space and your mind. Now, this takes a real sense of self-awareness and being able to catch something bothering you before you react to it. But usually, if I feel myself starting to get worked up over something, I really like to ask myself, one, is this my problem? Is this something that I have control over that I can solve? Is it someone acting a certain way of their own volition and their own behavior that I am getting upset at? Thus, am I handing over my power to external conditions and handing over my happiness to other people? And the biggest one, 3, is it worth it? Is this worth getting upset over? Is this worth a conversation about? Is this worth my mental fortitude and my mental energy to give over my time and energy? When you are focused on one thing, that means that you are taking away focus from other things. When you choose to let something bother you, to let it stir, to ruminate over something someone did to you, you are taking away from time and energy spent that could be in a place of feeling good. The second thing that I do and have learned is realizing that you literally have no control over what people think about you. People are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They're going to think whatever they want to think. Does not mean that you shouldn't put your best foot forward and be nice to other people. But you can't make everyone happy. And living your life in an attempt to please other people will put you in a perpetual state of chasing happiness that is external, outside of yourself, and very unstable. Connected to this is minding your business. If it doesn't have anything to do with me and it's drama, I like to listen sometimes, but I really try to not get involved. I really try my best to not get emotionally afflicted with other people's plights or melodrama. Doesn't mean that I don't empathize with them or I don't feel for them or I don't give advice when it is asked, but that kind of goes back to the first question of like, is this my problem or am I making this my problem? You have to realize that people will only ever understand you as much as they want to understand you. Some people are hell-bent on misunderstanding you. Some people in this world are always going to hate you no matter what you do. Has nothing to do with you, has all to do with them. And the more that you people please and make that your problem, the more bothered you're going to be when you realize that you cannot control your external environment. Learning how to make yourself happy alone, independent from other people, things, conditions, will give you a real sense of peace in knowing that no matter what, I'm really going to be okay, and also give you the autonomy in deciding whether or not you want to put your energy towards something when you know that your energy is valuable.
The second you let go of what other people think is the second you grow. I heard this quote that said, "You are not other people's perception of you." That has taught me everything I need to know. Let me ask you a question. Why would you want to please everyone? Why would you want everyone to like you? I guess it makes sense. We want to be liked. But in reality, that just means you don't have boundaries. You're not standing up for yourself. You're catering to everyone else's needs and not your own. When you start saying no, when you start standing up for yourself, when you start walking away, is when people start dropping out of your life. This seems like it may be a bad thing, but in reality, it's a beautiful, great thing because you are cleansing your palette. At the end of the day, all of that negativity is gone. You're adding those pieces that you're fleeing away back into yourself. You're the biggest part of your life. You're the only thing that truly is going to be here till the end of time with yourself. People are going to hate on you. People are going to prey on your downfall. People are gonna talk shit about you. You can't control that. You can't control their brain. You can't control the way they think. If they don't like you, they don't like you. The best way someone has explained this is Mel Robbins. She said, just let them. That's all you can do. If you're constantly overthinking it, if you're constantly like, dang, I want them to like me, you're trying to get everyone to like you, you're giving all of your energy and all of your power to the other person, to that person who is literally treating you like shit and doesn't care about you. So why would you do that? You can't control it. So just let it be and let it happen and live your life. Grow, do the things you love. If you want to paint, paint. If you want to sing, sing. Will they still be talking shit when you're performing at stadiums, when you're joining the NFL, when you just wrote the #1 book of the year? Yes, they definitely will still be talking shit because people always will find a reason to hate. You know what? You're doing good. You're doing well. You're succeeding. That probably won't even cross your mind anymore once you're succeeding because you let go of what they thought. They're still gonna do it, but you don't care. Anyways, happy Sunday. Love you.
How are some of y'all going around living life not caring what people think about you? Like, truly
Being unbothered is extremely strategic, and there's a method you can use to do it. I would know. I used to be the most self-conscious person on earth. I cared about everybody's opinions, the littlest things, like the way somebody would look at me, or somebody that I don't even know saying something like rude to me or not approving of me used to affect me so much. And now I genuinely could not care less, but it's because I use this method. It's so stupid simple, but it's not easy necessarily. Until you start doing it, then it becomes second nature. When I tell you this method actually changed everything in my life, like I used to be so bothered by stuff that people would say to me, and then when I started doing this, I stopped caring at all. Like it literally, he's comparing it to like being punched and just not feeling it. It's similar. It's like, it's not like you just feel it and then you ignore it or suppress the feelings or just like focus on something else. Like this makes you genuinely not even care. So when somebody disapproves of you or somebody doesn't like you, it's kind of like a gut punch when you actually take that and you're feeling it, but you're going to redirect this energy, okay? This is coming from somebody that used to hate myself. I used to be so self-conscious, and then I studied psychology. And rewiring your brain and rewiring your cognitive thought process, doing CBT on yourself, amazing. Anyways, this is what you're going to do. So we are all going to care about something. You are going to care about somebody's opinion regardless, okay? It might be your best friend. It might be somebody at the grocery store that gives you a dirty look or disapproves of something on you, like they hate what you're wearing, they hate what you look like, they just hate you. There's 2 factors to this. Number 1, accept the fact that 1 in 10 people, no matter what you do, you cannot control this. 1 out of every 10 people is going to hate you. They're not going to vibe with you. Just physically, they are not going to like you. Accept that, learn to love it, be okay with it, mentally budget for it. Then you're never going to be disappointed, okay? You're never going to be let down when somebody doesn't like you. You've already emotionally prepared for this. So the second factor is that you're always going to care about somebody's opinion of you. You can't control that. What you do have control over is who you care about. So if you do care about people's opinions of you, this is what you're going to do. You are essentially a combination of the 5 people who have the most influence in your life, okay? So you are going to write a list of the 5 people in your life that you are closest to and that you actually want to be more like. These are people that you look up to, that you admire, that are close to you, that have heavy influence on you. You are going to make a list of those 5 people because you want to be more like them. You are only going to place value on those opinions. Right now, what you're doing is placing value on the mass opinion of you, the general broad opinion. Stop doing that. You are going to care about somebody's opinion, but what you're going to do is redirect where you put your personal value, and you are going to say, I only care what these 5 people think of me. I want to be like them. I want them to have influence over me. I would be okay if I traded places with those people. Okay, maybe not, but you know what I'm saying. This is what you're going to say. The only 5 people whose opinions matter are these 5 people. If they have a problem with me, I have a problem. I would be like them. If I'm doing something wrong, if I look wrong, if I'm acting wrong, and they say there's a problem, then I have a problem. If they come to me and confront me about an issue, I trust their opinion, I value it, then I'm going to be self-conscious. Those 5 people have my best interest at heart. If they bring an issue to me, it suddenly matters. But if you place such a heavy value on those people who you trust, you know have your best interest at heart, you want to be like them, suddenly everybody else's opinion, the value on that dwindles because you have placed such a high value on these specific people's opinions of you.
Hello again. So I'm back with my thoughts and my commentary on this topic. I think a lot of people can relate to this. A lot of people grow up quite insecure and people pleasing and they just want to fit in. But I'll say this from experience. I think it's so nice when you transition from being like an insecure, socially awkward child, teenager, to becoming an adult who doesn't care anymore what other people think of them, and the freedom that you have to just enjoy your life without being worried about what other people think of you is amazing. Like, it's work, it's like that healing, but it is so worth it. And I think breaking the habit of caring too much what people think of you is half paying attention to other people's behaviour and kind of judging people and deciding for yourself the kind of people that you actually like and actually want in your life. And then the other half is getting to know yourself and learning to rely on yourself so that you don't need to rely on other people for your validation or your sense of comfort and safety. And then it just doesn't matter if people don't like you, because you like yourself, you don't need them. And you also start to look at people like, what is lacking in your life that you have nothing better to do but worry about what I'm doing? I'm not worried about you. But I totally agree with Tam in the first TikTok, where she was just talking about other people and how some people are just haters and there's nothing that you can do that's ever going to change their mind. There is no point in trying to impress these people because they are determined to be miserable because of their own insecurities, and that has nothing to do with you. And I like Gia's points from the second TikTok where she was saying how, you know, some people won't like you, they won't like what you do, but then some people will, and they'll actually like those things that other people are complaining about, and how, like, no one is thinking about you as much as you think they're thinking about you. And also, no one's going to remember that awkward thing that you did a few months ago because everyone's more worried about themselves and their own problems. And I also like the creator who was talking about how, like, if you had red hair and somebody came up to you and was like, oh, I really like your blue hair, then you would look at them like, what? I don't have blue hair. Because sometimes people will, like, challenge you on decisions that you make or thoughts that you have, and the way that they challenge you, they're not even listening to you. Their opinion of you is based on nothing but assumptions or projections. Like, some people make their mind up about you and they don't care about the truth, they only care about the narrative that makes them feel better. So there is literally no point in trying to impress these people because they've already made up their mind and they are doing it for a reason. And I also liked what Texas Garden Fairy was saying about how being a people pleaser and wanting to be liked by other people makes you feel more comfortable and safe. I think it's really important for people to understand that there is nothing wrong with you for wanting to feel loved, accepted, valued by your community. Usually it's not that you're asking for too much or that you're, you know, there's something wrong with you in any way. Usually it's that you're trying to get these emotional needs met by the wrong kind of people. And I also liked what Butterfly Fountain had to say about how you have more autonomy over the things that bother you than a lot of people would like to admit, and that you can decide where you want to put your attention, your time, your energy. And it's important to recognize that some problems, they're not your problem, and time that you waste caring about other people and what they think of you and what they have to say about you, you're not concentrating on the stuff that could actually be helping you and improving your life. Things like education, work, or even relationships with people who treat you better. Like, you get to decide where you put your energy and your attention. And then the next creator, Sam Freeflow, when she was talking about how if you want to be liked by everyone, if you want to be friends with everyone, then that basically means that you have no boundaries, that you don't stand up for yourself. Honestly, you have no standards. Like, you need to treat your inner circle with some kind of exclusivity. If you are a friend to everyone, then you're actually a friend to nobody, because you're not being authentic to yourself. You're not building relationships with people based on shared values or shared interests or anything. You're just being agreeable and also not protecting yourself from people who honestly don't deserve to be in your inner circle in the first place. And then lastly, my favourite TikTok in this whole compilation by, I think the creator's name is Kwamp, but basically when she was saying how you are going to care what people think of you, you're going to care about somebody's opinion, but again, you have to be exclusive, you have to raise your standards. And I liked the advice that she gave about, you know, finding the closest 5 people to you in your life and, you know, deciding what you like about them and you know, only caring about their opinion. But for people like me who don't have 5 people in their life that they really like and respect and look up to, I'm going to give you this tip. So just picture the kind of person that you want in your life. Picture the kind of person you would want to be friends with, the kind of person that you would want to be in a relationship with, the kind of person that you would actually like to be in the future. And decide that this is the kind of people that you actually want to impress. These are the kind of people whose opinions you actually care about. And anyone who doesn't meet those standards, it doesn't matter, because they're not the kind of people that you want to be like. They're not the kind of people that you want in your life. Honestly, I think that this tip is like the biggest game changer for me personally. When I realised that there was so many people in my life that I wanted to like me, like when I was growing up and stuff, and it was only when I stopped myself and really thought to myself, like, wait a minute, do I like them? Do I like being around them? Do I like how they make me feel? Do I like the way that they treat me? And the answer is no. So I honestly don't care anymore. I'm more than happy to end these relationships and move on and go out and try and build relationships with people who do meet my standards, people who, when I'm around them, they would make me feel good. I would feel safe. I would respect them. I would be proud. You know, I have a best friend who is like the most patient, kind, compassionate, empathetic person that I've ever known in my life. He's really mature. And because of that, like, his friendship with me means the world to me. If he ever turned around to me and said, I don't want to be friends anymore, I would be devastated, genuinely devastated, because he is someone that I respect. And I want more people like him in my life, whereas, you know, there's a lot of people, like I have people in my family, for example, who, if they said that they never wanted to see me again, I'd be like, okay, see ya. So yeah, it's important to have standards, and that's a really great way to start setting standards for yourself when it comes to relationships. Picture the kind of person that you want in your life, picture the kind of person that you would like to be, and just focus on them. Focus on impressing those people and no one else. But that's all I have to say on this topic for now. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please like the video, maybe subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future, because I do plan on making more. Leave me a comment if you have any suggestions for future content as well. And that is everything, so I will see you in the next one. Bye.